Now this is just funny. Full disclosure, I had zero intentions of making any more videos talking about EA, Anthem, and how bad this game is going to fail until at least it launched. But we had a situation that happened literally a few hours after I posted my previous video talking about how a leaked screenshot is going to completely ruin the sales of this game. EA Help on Twitter pretty much set the entire internet on fire last night. In the middle of the night, I woke up, I scrolled through my Twitter feed, and saw Devolver Digital retweeting EA Help, making fun of how ridiculous this chart they made is. Want to know when you can play Anthem game? Here's a breakdown of when you can get your hands on it and get more info on the open demo coming up this weekend. They made a chart. They made a chart breaking down the days that you can start to play this based off of when you pre-ordered it, what kind of access you have, how much money you're giving to EA, and when they'll let you play it based off of all that information. As a gamer, it's pretty obvious what's wrong with all of this, but EA has proven once again that they are completely tone deaf to the entire community's needs and wants. They are trying to manipulate a system to make people spend more money just to have access to playing the game earlier. Now, I know the naysayers, the EA defenders out there will hear this and say, what's wrong with it? You don't have to pay that money if you just want to wait until the actual launch day. They're just giving the option for people who want to play this game earlier. They can do it and they'll play it earlier. What's the problem? They're just giving people access to it who want to pay more money. If the game is ready to launch, launch it. Don't wait for a specific day to launch it, but then make earlier days for access that people have premier EA Origin access, paying $100 a year on PC or $15 a month just to have access to playing this game in full 1 week before everybody else. That is a major issue, and the gaming community at large should not stand for this. This is a red flag from 10 miles away that everybody should be up in arms about, because if the gaming community accepts this, it just tells EA that they can do it down the road and manipulate the system even worse as time goes on. How would you like this becoming a mainstay where a game comes out 3 months before it actually releases, but you have to pay all this extra money in order to get access to the game before everybody else does? That's a really bad trend and a road that we don't want to go down as a gaming community. We want to be able to enjoy these games together, to be able to play them as one, not to be able to single out people who have more money that are able to launch the game on their system of choice because they have premier access to something that someone else doesn't. This is a terrible situation. Compound that with the fact that the chart that they present to the user is ludicrous. Ironically, the chart starts out making everyone think that they have access to this game, but they don't. They still need to pre-order the game to have access to a demo. And demos, if I need to remind you, are inherently free. They're a way for people to test if they want to play the game, to maybe make a decision on buying it or not. You know, demos, a way to decide if it's worth buying. But EA is using the demo as bait to sell pre-orders. That in itself, I could make a 2-hour video on. Demo access on February 1st, 2019. They make it look like everybody has access, but no, that's just limited to people who have paid for the pre-order or have paid for EA access on Xbox One or on Origin. So no matter what, if you want to play this demo on February 1st, you need to pay for the actual game first. So you're telling me I gotta pay for a game that I don't know if I want to buy or not just to play a demo to decide if I want to buy it, but by that point I've already purchased it. Okay, keep going. Early access, full game on February 15th, 2019. This is where the major issue is with a lot of people. No access to anything except for Origin Access Premier on PC, which, may I remind you, $100 per year or $15 per month just to have this Premier access on Origin. So EA is using this as bait to sell a program to you. Does anybody else see what's wrong with that? They're using the Anthem game as a way to sell access to their Origin Premier service. They're trying to hook people on a service by luring them with a game that, let's be honest, a lot of people have been looking forward to for a fairly long time. On that same day, play First Trial 10 hours on February 15th, 2019. EA Access on Xbox One, and Origin Access Basic on PC. And in case you're wondering the payment plans for those, $5 a month for the basic tier or $30 a year. And you have access to playing this game for 10 hours of the campaign. Not the full game, you have to wait a week. But you can play the whole game if you pay up, because EA is all about you forking over the cash to make sure they get as much money as possible just to be able to play their game. And then finally, the full game on February 22nd, 2019. And that's available for Standard Pre-Order, Legion of Dawn Pre-Order, and Origin Access Premier. Incidentally, completely ignoring EA Access and Origin Access Basic, neither one of those are going to have access to the full Anthem game. So they're having people pay up to play it for 10 hours, but then after that, they need to either increase their subscription plan to the premium or play it somewhere else, because you're not going to get the full game on the basic plan. Only get to play it for 10 hours. So they're using Anthem to sell a service to people. This is awful, and the gaming community should not stand for it. Based off the comments on the Twitter feed, they're not. In fact, this is completely in line with everybody else that's been razzing this game since that leaked image of the microtransactions. This is just turning out to be yet another notch in the bedpost for EA on a way to squeeze money out of the gamers. It's like EA has never learned their lesson on how to treat the gamers right, how to treat them with respect, how to make a game so good that it actually sells on its own merits instead of trying to sell it with other things or manipulating the system and getting marketing involved and adding microtransactions to squeeze more money out of people. Maybe just make a really good game, and you might be surprised how well the community actually reacts to it. But clearly, EA will never learn that lesson. They should have learned it in Star Wars Battlefront 2, but like I said, the only reason they scaled back the microtransactions in that game is because Disney told them to. Thinking back to that entire Disney situation with EA in Star Wars Battlefront 2, a lot of people, including myself, kind of forgot that Disney was the one that made EA walk back all those microtransactions. That was all from Disney. And maybe I was being naive, maybe I was being foolish, thinking that EA learned a lesson from that. That maybe they don't want to take full advantage of the consumer. That they don't want to base an entire game's monetary system off of microtransactions. But no. That's not the case at all. In fact, if anything, this proves that EA hasn't changed one bit, and now that Disney isn't controlling one of their games, they are showing EA in all its glory. For better or worse, well, it's EA. It's always EA. They've become a very profitable venture in the world of finance. Their stock has completely taken off over the past 5+ years. Yeah, EA is a corporate powerhouse when it comes to business. They make money, and they make a lot of it, and ultimately, at the end of the day, money is all they care about. They don't care about the fun you get playing a game. They don't care about the excitement and entertainment. If EA could make a game where it didn't matter how much fun it was just how much money they could make out of someone, they'd make that game, because that's all they care about. And as I said previously, BioWare is the one that has to take the bullet in all of this, because EA is telling them what to do and screwing them with how they're marketing it, how they're implementing microtransactions, and how this game is going to be branded one of EA's most greedy ventures ever. And BioWare can't do anything about that. They've put a tremendous amount of work into making this game as good as they could, and then EA corporate bigwigs come in and completely steamroll everything. Now that Anthem is their own game, Of course, BioWare's making it, but EA has a stranglehold on BioWare because it's their subsidiary. They can do whatever they want with this. And this right here, the tweet from EA Help, is proof in the pudding that they are going to take full advantage of the gamers with this Anthem game. And I, for one, if you can't tell, am not going to stand for it, and neither should you. That's all I gotta say about the Anthem game, but let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think about this situation? Is it okay that EA's manipulating the entire sales of Anthem in order to squeeze every drop out of the gamers? Or are you taking issue with this like I am? And if you're not taking issue with it, if you're defending EA, don't be afraid to defend EA. Be very interested in your rationale as to why you're giving them the time of day and defending them. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.